Welcome Hex and Counter players to Wargame Design Studios Panzer Battles Kursk, the Southern Flank. In this presentation we're going to have a look at Gertsovka, the Cornerstone. Major Werner Rhodes 1st Battalion Panzer Grenadier Regiment 394 was given the task of clearing Gertsovka. Gertsovka was the cornerstone of the Soviet defences in this sector. It controlled the crossing of the Ivinka rivers, as well as providing flanking fire across the line of advance of Grossdeutschland's Panzer Grenadier Division to the east. The southernmost defences of the 2nd Battalion, 210th Guards Rifle Regiment, were dug in both at Gertsovka Station and along the raised railway embankment just south of the town. The Panzer Grenadiers would have to clear these positions first. This scenario covers Rhodes' assault on the embankment and into the town and the Guards' desperate defence to hold it. Players note, to get the Panzer Grenadiers onto and across the rail embankment, go on foot. This presentation is primarily aimed at Panzer Campaigns players who are thinking about having a look at Panzer Battles. Although I'm sure anyone new to the Panzer Battle series will get some benefit from the presentation. So the Panzer Campaigns player will recognise many of the features you can see here, like the information panel box is the same as Panzer Campaign, slightly different format. The unit information with the amount of men, morale, movement, fatigue, all the same, as is right mouse buttoning and getting more detailed information. For all intents and purposes, the menu bar is identical to Panzer Campaigns, so you shouldn't have too much trouble with transitioning. Zones of control are largely the same. Obstacles, minefields, water crossings, light, medium, heavy bridges, etc. All that is pretty much the same sort of concept as presented in Panzer Campaigns. So we'll have a look over the map. Once again, similar features: orchards, brush. If we right click the information box, you can see stream. This squiggly line here is actually a trail on a clear hex. Trail with a stream, clear hex. Multiple buildings are called villages. Two buildings are called scattered. Interestingly, they both have minus 20%, and a single building is known as a building. Obviously in this case we have a secondary road running through a clear hex. Down here we have a railway embankment. Notice scattered, it's actually minus 20%, minus 20%. So what that's saying is the hex has scattered buildings and the defender gets minus 20% advantage, and there's another factor in the hex which gives it a further 20% advantage, which of course in this case is the rail embankment. Also with the elevation, it's 200 meters at ground level, but it's 210 meters at the top of this railway embankment. While we're there, there's the visibility factor, which is 12 hexes. So the maximum you can see in a straight line is 12 hexes. Now that number can vary due to conditions during the day, storms, etc. We also have fields. Now, an interesting part about fields, I'll use the V or the visibility, and if we're on this side, you can see that with two fields it actually blocks line of sight. Now in these forward hexes, if we were facing this way, we could be concealed, i.e. not seen until we fire, but once we fire then we're visible. So the difference between concealment and the blocking of line of sight, which is probably more important in Panzer battles. The question marks here are indicating probable locations of enemy units. So further down the map we have our units, similarly with their colours. This is our reconnaissance unit, or Aufklarung. Okay, so once again, and even the font's yellow when they're on foot. So if we go to this hex here, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hexes. So that's the maximum length of visibility, 12 hexes. Just to underline the concealment concept, here is the Panzer Battles user manual describing concealment. The parameter data value for height associated with the terrain in the hex will determine its ability to provide concealment. Terrain with a height of 1 metre will provide concealment to infantry, dismounted if carried by vehicles, and guns. Typically this is the case for terrain like grass or single buildings. Note that terrain with a height of 1 does not block line of sight, and so the height value is only to determine the concealment properties of the terrain and has no other purpose. Terrain with a height of 2 metres or more will provide concealment to all units. In addition, such terrain can possibly block line of sight. So let's now move along to Recon Spotting. So Panzer Campaigns players will be well aware of the Recon Spotting feature. So all units can spot enemy units if they are in clear hexes or have moved or fired in visible range. Units that are not in clear hexes or have not performed any action can only be spotted by specialist reconnaissance units. By selecting Recon Spotting, a reconnaissance unit will use 1/3 of its movement points to attempt to reveal concealed enemy units. Note, attempting to recon spot is an action and will reveal the reconnaissance unit to any enemy unit that has a line of sight to the recon unit's hex. Right, so let's grab our recon unit here. If we right click, you'll see down the bottom there is a recon unit. So we'll put him into travel mode. Oops, travel mode. And we'll proceed down the road. So it's right, so we know there may be a unit in each one of these question marks. So in Panzer Battles, unlike Panzer Campaigns, you can actually try spotting from quite a distance away. I'll have a go at this point here. So we go to the red binoculars, Recon Spotting, or Control R. Okay, that costs us 1/3 of our movement. We'll move forward a couple of hexes. We'll try again, you never know your luck. Aha! So we've spotted something over here. So that's a start in the right direction. So, for instance, with our Panzer Grenadiers, we know these guys have got a range of 4. So we can get to within 4 hexes, but probably at this stage we've got to guess this guy could be a machine gun or something like that, so we'll just use our weapons as a guide. So that's saying soft 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So about this square here, we should be wary about moving our Panzer Grenadiers much forward of this line here, and ideally we'll get our longer range weapons to have a shot at this guy. So grab this chap here, get on the trail. So there's not much chance that this chap will be in line of sight, I wouldn't think. Well, anyway, to that unit there. There could be one over here somewhere. But as I mentioned earlier, seeing through to the second field can't be seen. So with our engineer unit, we'll put him in T mode. We'll put it on him. We'll press V so we can perhaps move up to this spot here and he won't be seen. 1, 2, 3. Take him out of travel mode. Now with a bit of luck he mightn't be seen, but of course that's only from that hex there. He might be seen from over here somewhere, but we'll see what happens. So the engineers are really great for doing assaults and that type of thing, but we don't want to go into undisrupted units if we can help it, or we need to reduce them with our longer range units. So all the Panzer Grenadiers and engineers, machine guns, etc., we're going to try and keep them reasonably safe. You never know if they've got guns and spotters, you never know what's going to happen, but that is the theory at the moment. Gosh. Okay, I'll just, no, can't move into there. So our machine gun has a range of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe we head over there. I won't move him forward because I'll still be in travel mode. And of course, if you get shot at in travel mode, you're usually in big trouble. We don't want our headquarters getting shot up, do we? So we'll put him somewhere reasonably safe, I think. Oh yeah, that'll do. Yeah, this guy's has a range of 5 for soft and 2 for hard. Oh, got him highlighted first. Oops. I'll stick him in there. Okay, another machine gun. This is the trail, as I mentioned earlier. So we'll do him. Now we're starting to get serious. We've got our guns. So our mortar has a range of 9. So if we go to there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. 7.5 inch gun has a range of 14. Oh, rats can't do him. Wasn't a very good idea. That doesn't matter. Our little anti-tank gun has a range of 4 for soft, 3 for hard. Our AT gun, 6 and 9. T, oops, T. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that'll do. And our last MG. T. Just straight up. Right, so that's about all we can do at this stage. So if we hit our artillery icon, this one here, okay, so no one's spotted at this stage. And in fact, you'll notice that on none of our units do we have a pair of binoculars indicating they've spotted something. So we could try and send in a Stuka attack, but unless we've got a solid spot, we can't send it in. So that's the first rule of Panzer battles. You have to see them to shoot them. So let's see what the bad guys do. So this one was shot at. They were shot at. They were shot at. Okay, so what I like to do is note which units got shot up. Go to the hex, press V. Aha! So it was this chap up here who spotted us, obviously, because he's the only one that can, obviously he's on a hill or was high enough to actually get line of sight to us. So he's in grass. It's a bunker there as well. So if we put the what's it called, specials on top, you'll see then you can see the symbol for the bunker. So that's very interesting. And in fact, if we go down to these other guys, see that hex can be seen by the rifle guy, and same with that one. Notice now that our unit here has a pair of binoculars, saying they can spot, well, they can spot this unit, the rifle unit, and the rifle unit up the back here. These guys can spot, but they can only spot the rifle unit. So they can't, these guys here cannot see this unit here on the railway embankment just yet. Now these chaps here, they're behind these fields, so once again they can't see this rifle guy here, but they can see this chap up here. And our gun can't see anyone because I put him in a dud spot. Okay, so our mortar, okay, he can see this guy, so we can get a little bit more mortar action happening this time. So now that we actually have a spot of this chap here by our reconnaissance unit and other units, so even this unit over here, he can see him. We can then go to put the cursor on the target, run the air mission, and okay, see a little Stuka symbol comes up, and that will arrive in the next turn. So let's see if we can find the airplanes. So air power is at chapter 8. So air units are of two types, combat and recon. So to perform an airstrike against an enemy position, click on the enemy location to make it the current hotspot hex, and then click on the air mission button in the toolbar. So no big deal there. Highlighted in the red box is the section that discusses the 1 turn delay. In Panzer campaigns, the majority of direct fire weapons are from 1 to 2 hexes, and this is the major difference you have to get your head around playing Panzer battles and squad battles, is that there is a range. So I've already mentioned that our machine guns have a range of 6 against soft, only 1 against hard. Interestingly, in this case here, our artillery piece here, it's a 7.5 centimetre gun. This is actually a direct fire unit. Now if we have a look at our mortar unit, it actually says indirect fire. So the majority of units on board are direct fire. So, and this is where you get to check that detail. Fortunately, we also have in this scenario some off-board artillery. Off-map artillery is accessed via the artillery icon or Control B. It's also worth noting that you can also check what spotters you have. In this small scenario it's not so much an issue, but if you read the rules you'll find that certain units will be able to spot at different rates according to their individual characteristics. So if you want to check your spotters, you can check on the dialogue here, and then press V, and you'll be able to see which units can spot which targets. So in this case here, I think we'll go for a normal fire. We select the target, right mouse button. Oh, that's a good effort. Disruption. So we'll whack one up here as well. So that's pretty good. Now, seeing as our top guy here is spotting for other artillery on the bad guy's side, we might fire a round of smoke up there. So we just select smoke, select the hex, try and figure out what it can see. So we can't put the smoke into an unspotted hex, but we can go to right, so that's our smoke. I think we've got this is our on map mortar unit. Oh, isn't that interesting? So if I select him, oh no, it's, oh, these are the hexes from here, I see. Okay, so there you go, on and off map artillery. So let's have a look at the effect of the smoke round. So if we put our focus on this rifle unit with the V selected, you can see now he cannot see these chaps down here because of the smoke, but he can still see these guys down there. So if we had another smoke round, maybe we could have lobbed it in there or something like that, and that would have protected these guys. But as it is, we want to move them forward anyway. But that's basically what you're trying to do with smoke, is divide the visibility of the battlefield up into certain sections. so your units can see the important parts and get protected from others. So the first thing you should do in Panzer battles or Panzer campaigns is recon spotting. So if you have that capability with your units, try and do that first. So move them to the front so you can get them to recon spot. So we'll move this guy up 2 hexes, hit the red binoculars, right, we've still got nothing. We'll have a peek in here. Spotted an MG unit, so that's more than useful. So if we press V, right, could we see that? Oh, so we could. So it was the second recon spot that spotted him. We have a low wall here, which is interesting. So it has this sort of like a channel. Now the movement's in red, so we can't move him out of recon spotting, out of travel mode, sorry, because you don't really want to be within shooting distance and being in travel mode, but that's just the way we are, and we can't hide behind this low wall either, because he can still see us. So our poor old recon unit might be in a bit of trouble here. So if we move back to there, I might move him back to there. So recon spotting, very useful. So with our newly discovered machine gun unit, who can fire at him? So the good old V key. And the obvious choice is our mortar, but we've already had a shot with him. Our anti-tank gun could have been useful, but our MG is actually in a bunker, which is a hard target. So that's a little bit unfortunate, because we could have reached him with, if he was in a soft or not in a bunker. So we need to maybe move him forward 3 hexes, so perhaps we'll do that first. So turn the V off, we'll grab our anti-tank gun. Bit of a dangerous mission to wander out here, but 2, 3, V, yep, we can see him. 1, 2, take him out of transport mode. Well, do we get a shot? Oh, we did. Oh, no effect. Well, that's a bit of a shame. Oh, well, I can't say we didn't try. Now, our flak is from 2 hexes, so that's pretty close. Right. So our 7.5 inch gun against hard at 14, but it's only a factor of 3. I think we should probably get our gun in that direction. Okay. Travel mode. Okay, he doesn't get a shot, but we'll get a shot next time. Right, now our engineers here, we need to move them because they're still being spotted by our rifle unit up there. hard from 3 hexes. Boy, he's getting pretty close, isn't he? So, nothing ventured, nothing gained, I suppose. Okay, take him out of travel mode. Might move our engineers forward on foot into the orchard. So this chap is a disrupted rifle unit, that's okay. 4, 5, 6, okay. So we'll move this guy up here on the flank. He's out of visibility of our MG, so that's probably satisfactory at this stage. I wonder if I should put him back into foot mode. We do that. Our headquarters. We'll try putting him in foot mode. Whoops. Oh, he hasn't. Okay. T for travel mode. Get him out of there. 6 hexes, so okay. Alright. If I can put him on foot. I'll put him on foot as well. 4 hexes, wow. Okay, so let's go. Okay, travel. Fortunately, this guy is disrupted. Oh, and it's 2 hexes for hard. Rightio. Should we try moving him one more? No effect. MG. So yeah, he was 1 against hard, isn't he? So we might as well just keep him hidden away for the moment. Our engineer. I think we'll keep him hidden away. So that's it for this turn. We'll see how we go. I'll leave it at that and we'll see what happens. Okay, here we go. See there, see there, you can see there. Forced by these guys, I suppose. Excellent, so we still have 9 smoke. 1 out of 3 HQs out of command. Okay, air units are available. Excellent. So we move on to turn 3. Have a look up here. No other bad guys visible. The good thing is that this guy is disrupted, so we need to get our Panzer Grenadiers and our engineers up there and assault. Our ranged weapons, as best like we can hope with them, is a disruption, I think. And we have it with that one, so we really badly need to get these two guys here disrupted so we can similarly assault them. As we are moving closer to the assault phase, it's pretty obvious, I'm sure to most of you, that smoke is going to be a pretty important part of arranging the assault. So units in a hex with smoke can both see and be seen. A unit must be behind a smoke hex to have a chance of being masked by the smoke. Before we call in the smoke mission, we need to fire our direct fire weapons. So if we select our field gun here and we use the target hexes feature, which I find very useful, we see we can have a pot shot at the machine gun. Well, we didn't do too well there. What about this guy? Right, we'll have a go. Not the most encouraging result so far. Well, it looks like we have to get a bit closer, I suppose. Right, so let's have a look at our smoke mission. Perhaps before that we'll grab our aircraft. Cancel. Grab our aircraft, highlight the target hex, aircraft. Okay, and he'll come in the next turn. So now that we have our target organised, we'll have a think about our smoke missions. So we grab the artillery dialogue and we select smoke. So remembering that units in a hex with smoke can both be seen and be seen. So it needs to have a blocking action. So I'm going to suggest we perhaps have a look at this one here. And this one here. So what we're trying to do at this stage is protect our units, which are then going to try and assault this guy here. So if I put a smoke hex here, any of our assaulting units would be seen anyway. And if I put a smoke hex, a smoke round on the rifle hex there, similarly that guy could see out, so it would be no use. So smoke only is a feature when used for blocking. Right, so it sounds like it must be time to take the dog for a walk. So I'm out to about 40 minutes now, so I think that's probably enough for this episode. Hopefully you're finding it interesting, and I'm sure experienced Panzer Battles players will be perhaps detracting from my presentation, as I'm mainly a Panzer Campaigns player. But I think you can see so far there's a lot of additional interest in the Panzer Battles series. So I'll perhaps look at making a second episode of this Panzer Battles presentation for Panzer Campaigns players. Perhaps go through the assault and show you a few other features of Panzer Battles. So until then, enjoy your gaming, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Cheers.